iOS 11 has also added a new application called Files. Files is actually the first built-in file saving location on iOS ever. It allows the iPad to house files that normally would only be within the application. The other thing that Files does is allow for integration of outside or external save spaces such as Google Drive. So when you first open Files, you'll see that it is fairly similar to the Finder on the Mac. So what Files does is it uses the details and documents from available applications to save within this location. They are still saved within the app. For instance, you'll see that I have 2 GarageBand items in Files. They are on my iPad, so they are in GarageBand, but Files is accessing them via GarageBand, so I could easily go to them or see them. The other thing that's great with Files is that you can search through your files for one that's on your device. Prior to this, let's say you created a keynote or the students created a keynote and they remember what they called it but they couldn't find it in Keynote or there was an issue coming up, you could search within Files to find where that is. You can also see recently deleted, so if you've deleted a file recently out of Pages or another location that is built in on the iPad as a file location, you could see that. You can also add tags to any document, and that way you could search a tag within your iPad, and you can also add some favorites if you would like just by favoriting the document within that. The other thing I want to point out is locations. So currently you will see I have on my iPad, and right now I only have 2 files on my iPad. I have iCloud Drive, which students will not have access to on their devices, but staff may. So if you have an Apple ID signed in on your iPad, you will have an iCloud Drive option. So you'll see I have iCloud Drive files. I have folders within there. And then I have more locations. I can add Google Drive as a location. And when you do that, it will prompt you to sign in. Now previously to this, I had already been signed into Drive, so it saved my login. But I can access all of my Google Drive files directly from the Files app, with the understanding that I will not be able to go into all the different shared with me opportunities and things like that. But I can change the view to see it either by the icon view or list view. I can look by date. I can look by name. I can add a new folder. And if I add a new folder here, it will add it in Google Drive. So let me give you an example. This is going to be called test folder number 1. I will choose done. It will create and populate this folder within Files. So you'll see that I will have, if I scroll down, test folder number 1, it was created today. I'm now going to navigate out to Google Drive. I'm going to look at my Google Drive, and I'm going to scroll down and see test folder number 1. Now watch, I'm going to go into test folder number 1. I'm going to add a new Google Doc. I'm going to title it test folder 1 doc. So I'm going to type in test folder 1 doc for files review. I'm going to choose the check mark to save that. It is now saved. I'm going to go back into my files. Remember, this is Files on my iPad. I'm going to go to Drive. I'm going to go down to that folder that I had, that test folder number 1. You'll see that there's an item in there. So Google Drive directly syncs with the Files app on the iPad. If I have a student working in Keynote, their Keynote will be saved in Files. And if they connect to Google Drive, that will be connected in Files. So it really takes all these different applications, saves, and puts them in one spot. Now, it does not access all apps, so you will have to check and verify if it will access those apps. The ones that I know for sure are verified are all of your iWork apps, so that's Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. All of your iLife apps, so that's going to be your files such as iMovie, GarageBand. You'll see that Playgrounds is in here. So not all applications are available within Files, but your Apple inherent applications are available, and then your Google Drive can be available as well. It may take some time and exploration within Files to really get a grasp of it, and I would encourage you to do that. I would encourage you to explore the tags option as well, and most file types are supported from within Google Drive. So the other thing that's great with Files is you can actually mark up from within Files. So if I have a document whether that's in Google Drive, whether that's an iCloud Drive on my iPad. If I go into a document that I would like to look at, or maybe I would like to look at a photo of some sort, anything that I have that I can access. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Drive. I'm going to choose a PDF, so Adobe Spark EDU Guide. I'm going to open that up. When I open that, you'll see that my markup option becomes available. Now remember, I'm in the Files app. I'm not in Google Drive, I'm in Files. I can actually annotate and notate a PDF that is in Google Drive while in the Files app. I know that may seem like a lot, and that's a bit tricky to say without getting tongue-tied, but this allows me to make modifications within the Files app to the document. When I choose Done, it's going to save to Google Drive. I'm going to jump back over to Google Drive to show you what it actually did in relation to what's available. So that was my Adobe EDU user guide. So when I go to the Adobe Spark EDU guide, you'll see that it saved my annotation. And if I scroll down to the page where I dropped the box in, you'll see that it's saved as a marked up PDF that I added. Remember, I did the markup in Files. It was a Google Drive file, so it's saved in Google Drive. I do encourage you again to explore the connections that Files has to your main apps that you use, specifically Google Drive. It is a very nice feature to be able to modify or annotate a PDF from Google Drive, or even create a folder from within Files that will also be in Google Drive. Currently at this time within Files in Drive, you'll see that I do not have access to Team Drive. So if it is a Team Drive option that you're looking for, you will have to still use the Google Drive app for that.